Hey everyone, good morning, afternoon, or evening. I'm Scott here at the Crypto Dojo and welcome. And today we are going to talk about Shiba Inu, where it's been, where it's headed, and can it actually realistically go to 1 cent. We're going to talk about price action. We're going to talk about circulating supply. We're going to cover a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some math and some numbers so you can decide for yourself, in addition to your own research, if Shiba Inu is right for you. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm never going to tell you to buy, sell, hold any crypto project. Do your own due diligence and do your own research before getting involved in any crypto project. If you like any of the content I provide, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. It's a small click for you, but it's a big deal for me. So let's talk about Shiba Inu. Boom. So Shiba Inu, created in 2020 by an anonymous person or persons, Ryoshi. This project, this token, took off massively in 2021, and fortunately I was on that ride until it all came crashing down in November of that year of 2021, and ever since then we are been dealing with this major bear cycle that's been kind of crushing all cryptos. But I want to talk to you guys today about SHIB, and is it even feasible now to go to 1 cent? Shibarium, which you may or may not have heard of, and if you're a Shiba Inu loyalist or holder, you are very familiar with Shiba Inu. It's basically their layer 2 blockchain. And again, SHIB was created as a joke, as a goof, as the Dogecoin killer. I never could stand that, and I don't think many other SHIB holders really did either. But that's what it was created for. It was essentially in that meme coin status. However, over the past few years, it's really been creating some more use case, some more utilities. So I'm actually removing that from the meme coin status. And for me, it's more speculative. Now, this is a volatile token, and we're going to talk about what that means in a minute. But this is Shibarium, and this is their layer 2 blockchain, and this is their website. And I'll post the link to the website in the description below. It's a beta test, and let's see here. Let's scroll down a little bit. So we're going to talk about the ecosystem. So SHIB is the main token. Then we have Bone. Then we have Leash. Now each one of these serve a purpose. You know, Bone is the ecosystem's governance token, right? Because it's a community project. And Leash is more of like, you know, kind of when you're staking. So there's only, 107,000 of these tokens. So you get an idea to kind of see what these tokens are about. I'm not going to focus so much on these. I just want to give you guys an idea of the project and, you know, what's available here. So if you come over to the website, you can definitely check it out. Shiba swap, and then you have, you know, liquidity, and then you have tokens, and then so Berry, which is the staking mechanism, analytics and rewards, audited by Certec, and Shibarium embarks on becoming a powerful layer 2, which layer 2 is basically, it helps for scalability, transactions. It allows SHIB to do a lot more with their ecosystem. They have a metaverse that's in process right now, which I think could be really cool. It's not out yet, but they're developing it as we speak. There's also SHIB Eternity, which is a game, and I believe you can download it from the App Store and Google Play. This really hasn't taken off, I think, as much as the SHIB community and the devs were hoping for, but you know, nothing really is right now. So, all right, so now we're over here at CoinMarketCap, and this is to give you a little bit of context. So as we can see here, this is the price that we're at right now. We're at 507293. And if we go over, and this is their all-time high. So if we go over to the all-time high and we take a look, we can see that this was back in October, all-time high. You know, I was fortunately a part of that. And this made millionaires out of a lot of people with just a limited amount of funds. And that really, I think, SHIB really started the, I guess, meme coin craze, created as a joke, as a goof, but then really took off. And it kind of gave an example of what people can make, you know, from a financial standpoint with a little bit of money. $100 you were doing really well for yourself back then. And then all of a sudden now, of course, all of a sudden the bottom dropped out and here we go. And now this is where we are. So if we go back to now, we go to like the month chart, we are, down like almost 13%, but everyone is down. So this just gives you an idea from a price action from the charts anyway, where we are. Now, again, if you want to buy SHIB, you can pretty much buy it anywhere. So you can go on Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, crypto.com. I mean, it just shows you pretty much all of the exchanges. And crypto.com used to allow staking back in 2021, which I did. They don't have that anymore. I think, that's something that you can do in, on Shiba Swap. And there's a lot of development happening with Shiba Inu right now. They are really developing a lot, which is a really great thing for the community. The worst thing that you can have is have a project and all of a sudden it's just, there's no development, there's no anything going on. So there's constantly things happening within this ecosystem, which gives it hope. But now what I want to do is I also want to create a sense of realism. A lot of people, I remember back when we're talking about, SHIB to $1, SHIB to 1 cent. And I'm going to show you really what that looks like so you can get an idea of a realistic approach to your investment into Shiba Inu or any crypto token or coin for that matter. So let's take a look at some numbers. So as we can see here, this is an approximation, okay? There's approximately 589 trillion tokens, and that's a plus. I kind of rounded it up a little bit. That is a hellacious amount of tokens. The market cap right now is approximately $4.2 billion. Now, this is something that I want to focus on. So let's say that SHIB hits 1 cent. That means that it would have a $6 trillion market cap. 6 trillion. Right now we're at 4 billion. That is right now that's to me astronomical. That's crazy. What would have to happen, the biggest issue with SHIB going to a 1 cent mark is the circulating supply right here. Because there's really no effective burn mechanism in place in order to make this realistic. And I did some math, and check the math, guys. Let me know if I made any miscalculations. If I did, put them in the comments section. We would have to make this even feasible, to make it even realistic right now anyway, we would have to burn 99.997% of the total circulating supply, which still would have a market cap of over $17 billion. This is the biggest issue SHIB has always had, is their burn mechanism or lack of it, to burn meaningful amount of tokens to make it feasible for this 1 cent mark. Now, am I saying it's not impossible? Nothing is impossible. So check this out. We don't have to get to 1 cent in order to have life-changing money. So let's take a look. Let's check this out. All right, so let's just have a little fun here. Let's say you had 1 million tokens. All right, you had 1 million tokens, okay? Right now, I'm going to kind of reverse engineer this, even though I know you guys are seeing it. Right now, if you had 1 million tokens at 570, which is where it is now, that means it's worth $7. That's a killer steal, by the way. Now, if that moved up just 1 0 to 407, as you can see here, now your $7 for that 1 million tokens now became 70 with a 900% increase. Now, back in 2021, we burned about a 0, right? I believe it was 1 0, which was about 1,000%. So this makes sense. If we were to go and knock off another zero. So now instead of having 407s, we're at 307. Now we're seeing a major increase. Now we're seeing it go $70 to $700 at a 99,000% increase. Now, by the way, SHIB has moved up millions of percent from where it started to its all-time high. So this is something that's still, still kind of doable. But let's say, for example, some amazing things happen. The burn mechanism was in place. A lot of institutional investors came in, whatever. If, and that's a big if SHIB were to go to 1 cent, let's try this again. If it went to 1 cent, your $1 million or 1 million tokens, which was at $7 now, currently as we speak, right? Your 1 million tokens would now be worth $10 million with a 1.4 million% increase. And this is only for 1 million tokens. So if let's say you spent $100 right now. Imagine that. Now, I think, and this is my own opinion, guys, I think that we can knock off in the next bull run. I believe that we could be into the low 4 zeros. Now, there's a lot of analysts out there that's saying 2027, blah, 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 blah. No one knows. I mean, let's just be honest here. No AI is going to know. No expert's going to know. No one knows. There's a lot of things that can happen in the crypto space. In SHIB, I mean, there's so many variables you can't really know. But what we can do is we can think, okay, well, certainly, and it's been proven, there's a precedence here, we can knock off a zero easy in the next bull run. So if you have, let's say, 1 million tokens for $7 and you just stash them away, you drop a zero, there's $70, right? Now, of course, depending if you believe in SHIB and where it can go and what it can do, especially if they get a handle on this burning thing and they get their shibarium, their layer 2 blockchain operational, and they're doing all kinds of different things, getting institutional investors involved and so on. I think 407 would be a piece of cake because we did it, over 1,000% in 2021. And the possibility could exist that we could push maybe the high threes, maybe 309, something like that, perhaps, which would be still an astronomical amount. So in my view, I really believe that Shiba Inu has life left in it. Do I think it's going to reach 1 cent 10 years from now? Who knows? As the markets increase and as crypto gets more mass adoption, it's going to all determine and be dependent on Bitcoin, because we got Bitcoin has the halving coming up, I believe, in May of 2024. Remember, the rising tide lifts all boats. So Bitcoin, during that halving, or when we come out of this bear cycle into the bull run, that's going to raise everything up. So I do believe that SHIB can easily drop a zero, maybe go into the high threes, the high 3 zeros, which still would be an amazing return. We don't have to reach a cent. $1, I think, is totally unrealistic. It's now we're dealing with emotion. Now we're dealing with hype. Now we're dealing with things that aren't practical. That's something that maybe in 20, 30 years, 100 years perhaps. I don't see $1 ever being feasible with, here's the caveat, with the amount of circulating supply that Shiba Inu has. Regardless of their blockchain, regardless of their partnerships, regardless of whatever developments they're doing or burn mechanisms, if they don't have anything viable to kill, seriously, like I did the math, at least 99.997% of the total supply has to go away. I don't see that happening anytime soon. However, we don't need a cent to have life-changing money. We don't. We can do it in the 3 zeros, depending if you've been dollar cost averaging for these years, 4 zeros. Who knows? It just depends on your situation. And I do think after doing all my updated research into SHIB again, that it has tremendous possibilities. It's no longer in my mind a meme coin. Now it's got some utility. Now it's more, like I said, speculative. Still a lot of volatility, but the whole crypto market's volatile right now. So that really doesn't mean much. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, again, check my math. Make sure my math is correct. If not, please correct me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys all again here real soon at the Crypto Dojo.